Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us here on CBS News 24/7. We're following breaking news from Washington, where President Trump has announced a temporary three-day ceasefire between Russia and Ukraine. The president posted on Truth Social, the ceasefire will start tomorrow. It coincides with Victor Day, which is celebrated by both countries to mark the end of World War II. The president says the ceasefire will include a prisoner swap involving 2,000 people. Each country declared their own ceasefires earlier this week, but both countries have since accused the other of breaking it. CBS News White House reporter Olivia Rinaldi joins us now. So we knew an inkling this was going to happen when the president said earlier in the week he had spoken with President Putin on the phone. What more can you tell us about this ceasefire?
Yeah, Lindsay, the president now announcing this ceasefire on Truth Social, saying it will start May 9th, 10th, and 11th. But I do want to point out what you just said in your intro, which was that both sides had actually agreed to the ceasefire earlier in the week. Russia proposed it. Ukraine agreed. It was supposed to go into effect last night, basically in their time on Thursday night. And since then, they have both accused each other of violating said ceasefire. The thing that's interesting here is that President Trump says they agreed to it at his request. So notable, given the fact that, the president has not put a lot of focus at the moment on ending the war in Ukraine, as the focus has really been on the war in Iran, specifically with Trump advisors. We also know that there are other Trump advisors other Ukraine advisors who are here in the U.S. meeting with Special Envoy Witkoff today. Quite notable. But on the point of it being the Victory Day ceasefire, the reason why that's notable is that normally this is that big parade that you see in Moscow, where you see all of the major military might that Russia likes to show off. You'll see that in the streets. However, this year, that's not going to happen. There's still going to be that parade. But our Aiden Stretch can report that this military parade will be held without Russian military hardware due to the threat of Ukraine's long-range drones. This is really becoming a story about the strength of drone warfare, how it has increased across the world as we've been seeing it play out in Iran, but now inside of Russia. They're no longer willing to have this massive military parade where they show off some of their military might and missiles. So quite notable there. Certainly something to watch over the next couple of days as they will enter this ceasefire, whether or not there will be any type of violation. Also, whether the U.S. will turn its attention again to trying to get this war to be resolved. At the end of his Truth Social post, President Trump wrote he hopes it is the beginning of the end of a very long, deadly, and hard-fought war, but we'll have to see if this actually has any lasting impact to peace for both sides.
Okay, Olivia Rinaldi, thank you. We will continue to follow this story and we'll bring you any new developments as they happen. We're going to take a quick break. You're watching CBS News 24/7, the #1 free streaming news service in America.